welcome back to the Southern Snack, where life is too short to be serious. Now, I don't expect a lot of people to watch this, and that's okay. But I put some dedication in here, folks. $45 at Panera. Broke the bank for a soup, which I already reviewed. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Tiki marsala soup. And then 3 baguettes. So new baguette sandwiches. They've got 3 options, and we're going to try all of them. We're not going to try and kill ourselves and, you know, eat big bites of these things, but we're gonna try and give you the fairest review in the land. So look at how pretty those are, and my face is blue right now. I ask that you do subscribe and like and comment on this video. So a baguette is kind of like a French style bread, I believe. I didn't do the research. Do you really care about the research? Some of y'all do, and y'all get mad at me when I don't do it. But anyways, we're gonna start with the green goddess or something along that line. It's you know, it's a veggie sandwich. You've got tomatoes, you got your greens, you got your mozzarella. There's an aioli on here, and there's some peppers. So it's a big sandwich. I will say that. But we're going to take a few bites. I guess I'm going to eat it the weirdest way you could. We're going to eat in the middle where there's a lot of substance, because when you get to these edges, there's not. And why eat those extra carbs? Who needs those extra carbs? I don't. And you don't either. So let's try where, you know, what would make you buy, right? Or not buy. I don't know. Ooh. I like that. The roasted tomato, or it might be the peppers in here. Yeah, I think it's the peppers. But it's like a sun-dried tomato, but it's a pepper. Not too much heat to it, but a good amount of flavor. And then the aioli adds a nice context to it. I'm liking the bread too. It's crispy on the outside, nice and chewy on the inside. Kind of got a buttery, flaky vibe to it. And I'm going to go ahead and pull off part of the sandwich. And start biting from the middle here. A little bit, a few more bites, right? That is certainly a hearty sandwich. From the cheese to the vegetables. You know, it's got a really nice flavor combination between the tomato and the peppers, and that aioli really tops it off nicely. I'm quite impressed with the sandwich. It's got good flavor and it's surprisingly filling. You wouldn't expect this. You know, if you're looking at it from my angle, or maybe even from your angle, you didn't see a lot of stuff in there, but there's a lot more than you would expect. Even though the outer edges don't seem to have much to them, I think what we've got here on the inner part of the sandwich, it hits really well. And I wouldn't say this is the perfect sandwich. You know, you could go to a local deli that has fresh vegetables and it'd be even better, but I would give this an 8.5 without a doubt. I think it's quite good. So moving on to buffalo, this has buffalo chicken, cheese, and red onions. And I think we don't have a lot on the back half here either. So again, we're going to do the weird way. We're going to eat in the middle where we get a lot of the substance here, and I can tell you more about the sandwich rather than sitting here for a good 2-3 minutes just wondering what I'm doing eating just bread, you know. So diving into the middle here and seeing what we got. It gives off a very interesting, familiar vibe, and you may wonder, what's that vibe? Well, you think about cheese, and you think about buffalo and chicken. What do you think about? Buffalo chicken dip. That's exactly what you were thinking, right? Well, that's what I got here. I think it really does remind me of buffalo chicken dip. Of course, the bread takes the place of a cracker that you would put the dip on, and then the American cheese instead of cream cheese. So I think that's a very interesting thing to note but we're going to take a few more bites so we can kind of finalize our opinion on this. Yeah, that's really where it's going, and it's quite good. It's not overly spicy. It's like buffalo chicken dip. It's got that flavor. It's got a little bit of a kick. It's definitely got some tang to it, but it's not overwhelming. Now that bite was a little bland. Chicken didn't seem like it had enough to it, but overall I'm liking this. It's not overly far off from where we had the Green Goddess here, but I wouldn't say it's something that I would put on that level. You know, I wouldn't quite put it right there on the level, but I think it's really hitting what it needs to hit in terms of the flavor. You've got the buffalo and the chicken and the cheese, and it really reminds me of buffalo chicken dip. And I would go as far to say it gets an 8 out of 10. It's quite good. I like the Green Goddess just a little bit more, or I'm just calling it Green Goddess, but you know, it's the veggie sandwich. So finally, we're going to end it off with what most people will probably grab, and it's the Pepperoni Melt, or Pepperoni Mozzarella Melt. And so it's got mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, and market sauce, which I would assume is like their marinara. So I'm going to try and show you this the best I can. I mean, it doesn't look like much, and that's because it's literally pepperoni and mozzarella cheese. You're not going to see much out of that because pepperoni's already thin. So what we're going to do, again, we're going to kind of go into the middle here, even though this looks almost the same all throughout the sandwich, but we're gonna go into the middle. I think we're gonna definitely get some pizza vibes. I mean, the bread's not too far off of what you get from pizza crust. You got mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, I'm sure marinara sauce. So what's your expectation? I don't know. Hopefully this doesn't taste too much like their flatbread pizzas, because those were terrible, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a try, and then, you know, that's our video, right? Maybe the best thing to do today probably would have been to cut these in half instead of doing that. And you're probably freaked out right now, and this will probably be a conversational piece in the comments, but that's fine. You know, I'm here to review, not, you know, look the most professional. Sometimes y'all critique that too. But, you know, I'm just here to tell you how it is. And I'm not going to bite a couple bites off the end just to tell you. I want to tell you what the good stuff has. It's like a thick crust pizza. That's really what we have here. I don't like it as much as the other two sandwiches, maybe especially because I can get pizza anywhere and the crust is not going to be as thick as this. So it's like, okay, I'm paying, how much did I pay? $10 for this sandwich, when I could go get me a pizza probably from Little Caesars. Of course, not the ingredients won't be quite as good, but I could get a $5 pepperoni or $6 pepperoni pizza from Little Caesars, get more food out of it, less crust. So, you know, you gotta weigh those in, but for what it is, I think the flavor's good. And again, the bread, good quality, and the cheese and the pepperoni and the sauce really come together well. I don't hate it, I don't dislike it, I enjoy it. But again, you gotta kind of consider those things. You know, do you want to go just get this because Panera has it and it's interesting? Well, you know, good for you. Do you want a pepperoni pizza? You might want to choose that over this, obviously. But, you know, this is not exactly a pepperoni pizza. It's a sandwich. So you got to think about those things. I'm going to take a few more bites, and then, of course, this video is done, right? Yeah, that's what we have. It's pretty much a very thick crust pizza. I'd give it a 7. I like it. The flavor's good. You know, a lot of bread, bit too much bread as compared to like actual pizza. But what we have here is enjoyable, and I am quite satisfied with this lineup. Of course, you know, you go to Panera, you know the price tag's going to be expensive. You know it's going to be $10 each thing. So, you know, you're watching this because you're trying to decide if you're going to get this, you know. you're a Panera fan. I know you are. Or you're more than likely going to go to Panera. So the price tag's probably not going to make your decision. Really, bottom line is the quality. And I think all three sandwiches do well for what they are. And there's nothing bad about them. They're not terrible. You know, and I was expecting them to kind of be lackluster in what's in between the bread, but I thought they did a fair job. Of course, you could do better of trying to get it from end to end, but you know how a sandwich is. It's hard to do that. So this gets a 7 out of 10. It's like a thicker crust pizza, and that's really all I have to say on that. Again, this is probably the most impressive trip I've had to Panera. All the items were, you know, filling enough. They were enjoyable, and you know, there's not one item that I would try and negotiate you not to get or try and sway you out of getting. There's been some items in the past where I've tried to tell you don't get it, like the time they did that Chinese chicken, the teriyaki chicken, or the time that they've done the flatbread pizzas. I've always told y'all, you might want to stay away. But these items, thumbs up. And I know I just spoiled the tiki marsala soup, how I feel about that, but you know, go watch that review too. I think I'll upload this first, but I appreciate you guys, and I hope you just keep tuning in. It's been a hard struggle trying to get people to watch lately. That's on me a lot because I haven't been posting reviews as much, but that's also on YouTube. I feel like they're trying to set me up to fail, and you know, in a way, they're kind of succeeding. But we're doing our best. We're grinding out. We're doing reviews, and that's all I can do. And all you can do is just keep watching. If you haven't subscribed, you got that option. And I will see y'all around.